Hello, everyone. Hope y'all are doing well. Well, I'm still trying to shake what I have. Still got it kind of like a cold, but I'm slowly getting over it. Well, just wanted to get started on a part 36. This is 3D printed animatronic creature, and this is bamboo settings and silicone theory. Just wanted to show y'all what I've been working on and mainly just trying to learn the bamboo studio and get this started. There are some things in the measurements with Bamboo Studio or the Bamboo printer itself, as the height being 256 is really not 256. And I've had to make adjustments to my molds. And as you see here, I'm just kind of working on my molds here, make sure there's no artifacts, just doing some cleanup and things like that. But I just thought it was kind of strange where it says it's 256 as far as height, and it was just showing up in the studio as being too large. I'm still working on my computer, so I'm just kind of dialing it in a little bit, and adding other softwares and about to add this my doll maker scanner. But I'm just trying to tweak it a little bit. My computer is, just it's so new and I'm like right here I'm learning new editing software and it's my old software, it's just with this new computer is it was just kind of grainy and I'm having to learn new software. So this is Shotcut that I'm using now and just trying to get some you know, it's a learning curve with every new software. But I'm getting there and it's a slow process and just trying to uh, get these mold files, right, get everything ready for printing. But I still got to work on the sculpture and you know uh, get it all in one piece and get it ready also to print. And I've been you know just researching and learning this bamboo studio. But I do have some questions as far as I just wanted to see, like, I mean, like, for instance, this piece that I'm working on now, and I'm once again, I'm just cleaning up the inside, making sure that there's no artifacts or missing pieces that I have to make sure. Just cleaning up the mesh so it can be a clean STL file. And I'm loving Bamboo Studio, but it's telling me that, like, this piece here, uh, as you see, it's saying that I'm going to be using an entire roll of filament. But if it goes over an entire roll of filament, you know, I can stop it, pause it, and add another roll. But this AMS system, if you had two, if I had the AMS system and I had two of the same filaments, would it continue? But I was just wondering things like that because some of y'all do have a bamboo printer, and I was just wondering things like that. And if y'all could, help, that'd be great. I just, I'm new to the bamboo printer and I'm just trying to figure things out. But as you see here, I removed 2 millimeters off the top of these two mold pieces. And I'm kind of glad that, I'm learning this now, because I'm having, to make some changes, but it's no big deal. It doesn't take long for me to do this. But as you see here, I just made adjustments to both of these, and now they do fit, uh, the printer, and I'm happy with that. I primarily use Cura with all my printing, and I used it for probably over, shoot, 7 years, I guess. I was just kind of happy with that. But, my thing is like certain settings like wall thickness, your my outer wall thickness, and it when I tried to make it thicker, for some reason Bamboo Studio didn't like that. And I guess because a lot of it because of its speed. But and I need this piece to be strong and the infill would be thick. I would want it to be because, I'm going to be putting some heavy silicone onto this. But like, I'm just like testing the core total filament 301 meters. Quite a full roll. But like when I do the sculpture core for molding, I know it's going to go over, but I'm just wanting to make sure that because I want it to be a clean print. And would a AMS be good to have, or I'm just trying to figure things out. But here, what I'm doing is I'm going to make what the silicone is going to be like as far as and I just wanted to show y'all this. Now this is like a silicone theory that I have. As you see here, I'm removing the outside of the mold. And the inside of the mold where the silicone is would this mesh would be considered what the silicone is in the mold. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to be printing this, but this is going to give me a measurement of how much silicone I'm going to be using. And in the molds that I made a lot of silicone molds, I would do a water displacement. But being 3D prints, I'm going to try to get away from that. And I will probably do like rice. I learned this the other day about somebody using rice, and I thought that was a cool idea. So before you would make your silicone mold, you would pour rice in there, and then you would pour the rice out and do your measurement, and that would give you an accurate measurement of how much silicone to measure a 1-to-1 ratio. But my thing is like if you wanted it digital. Now I did this blender physics test with liquid. And I did this 12, I guess maybe 11 years ago, I think it was 2012 maybe. And I've always been fascinated with fluid dynamics. And I was just thinking, well, if I took this and I molded this, and as you see here, this is now I'm not going to be molding this. This is just a test. But I'm going to use this to make a silicone mold mesh of what I'm going to be using to do this test. But once again, I'm not going to be molding the core. I'm going to be molding the creature sculpture. But I just like to would know if I could do this in Blender, and what I would be doing is just testing this piece. And this would give me a rough estimate of how much silicone to be using. And usually it's 1-to-1 ratio in Molestar 30. So I would get a measurement. And this setting all this up as doing the physics is somewhat kind of difficult in a way, but it's just a learning curve. If you do it enough times, you can pretty much turn anything into liquid. But my theory is if I have scanned a measuring cup or a bucket of some sort, the size that I need or whatever, and I turn this mold into liquid and it would drop into a measuring cup, it would give me a digital measurement of the amount of silicone I need for my project. There's a lot of settings in dealing with this, and I'm just playing around. That's all I'm doing right now, just to do a test to see if it's possible. Now, there's a domain for this particle physics to work, and you could make gas or smoke, but I'm doing a liquid, and the mesh itself, as far as the mold that I'm doing, I'm doing volume, not just the outside of it. So it'd have to be a lot of particles to do volume. And and this is not to be rendered because it would take forever to render this. Even mine that first little test y'all seen me do 12 years ago, I think that took me a day just to render it. And that's once again a 12-year-old computer. But as you see here, I'm just playing around, and then you have settings like fluids, which I didn't get into to some of the fluid tests, but like, there's settings, domain settings, and things like that, and I would clean it up and just do tests. And there's a number of where you have to bake these images and just doing some testings. And you have like settings like viscous materials. Like, do you want like a water liquid? And silicone would be more like like honey, or maybe thinner than honey, but or like an oil. But that's just certain settings you would have to go through just to get this measurement to fall into this measuring device, so we could get an accurate measurement of how much liquid digitally I would be needing to use for this process, or this whole project. But this is roughly what I'm trying to get, is this. If I could just get this so-called measurement. But once again, there's settings of flow and gravity, and then this cup has a collision put on it, and I'm just trying to do some tests to see if I can get this to work. Now, I did another test, and remodeled it a little bit, and just to see if I could get a how accurate it is. But once again, that this particle physics, as far as flow, to be accurate, it would be some settings. I did a kind of a bake, render, or cache of this to get the flow to work, and just did some testings with this. It came out pretty good, and I was happy with it. But is it's just the settings of the viscous material to turn it more like into an oil and things like that. It's a quite a bit of a challenge to do, but it's something fun test, and it would be a neat way to make everything digital, to get a digital measurement of the silicone that I need to do this project. But to bake 500 frames into cache, it was probably about 15 minutes. And this is with my new computer. But look, y'all, I hope y'all like this. It's just a test, just to try to think of a new digital way to get measurements of the silicone I need for this project. But I hope y'all like this, and appreciate the subscribers and the likes, and any answers to my questions. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a good day. Later.